Robert, the wealthy man, jolted awake from his dream. He discovered his $3 million luxury yacht was rapidly filling with seawater. Robert rushes out of the cabin to check what's happening. The moment he looks out, he's completely shocked. On the endless ocean, a massive shipping container appears out of nowhere and crashes right through his yacht. The hull is already tilting severely. Robert quickly lowers the sails to reduce speed and prevent more water from flooding in. He pulls out a telescopic steel pipe, wedges it between the container and the hull, and pushes with all his strength. The pipe bends and warps immediately, but the container remains stuck tight. It won't budge at all. This method completely fails. Robert quickly changes his strategy. He notices a small hole in the corner of the container. He rushes into the cabin, grabs a sea anchor from the cabinet, carefully jumps onto the container, threads one end of the rope through the hole and ties it tight, then secures the other end to the sea anchor. Once everything is fastened, he throws the anchor into the ocean. Under the pull of the current and gravity, the container finally starts to loosen. Robert immediately turns the rudder in the opposite direction. The container finally breaks free, but the hole in the hull is too large. Water keeps flooding in like crazy. The water level quickly rises above his thighs. He tries to start the pump to drain the water, but the motor just makes a weak sound and dies completely. Robert has no choice but to risk raising the sails, turn the bow with the wind, and expose the damaged side completely above water. The seawater finally stops flooding in. The container in the distance gradually disappears. Robert lets out a sigh of relief. He takes apart all the electronic devices and lays them on the deck to dry in the sun. Then he mixes some adhesive, carefully applies it around the hole, and uses nylon material to seal the gap completely. After confirming there are no more leaks, he shaves down a wooden stick and manually drains the water from the pump. After a full day of desperate work, he's completely exhausted, but his survival instinct won't let him stop for a moment. He removes the battery, connects it to the dried radio, and tries to call for help. No matter how he adjusts the dial, there's only static noise. He can't send out any signal at all. Robert decides to restore his energy first. Just as he takes out the cutting board and knife to cook, water suddenly starts leaking heavily from the overhead deck. He rushes out to check. The once calm sea is now covered with dark clouds. A storm is about to hit. Robert in the cabin is caught off guard and slams hard into a post. He passes out immediately. When he wakes up again, the deck has been smashed with a huge hole by the waves. Seawater pours in, instantly rising to his thighs. Robert braves the Category 4 storm and struggles to climb out of the cabin. He immediately pulls to the railing and throws the raft into the ocean. Once it drifts to a safe distance, he yanks the rope hard. The raft automatically inflates and fully expands. Robert uses all his strength to pull it back to his side and jumps on. After setting up the rain cover, he passes out from exhaustion. When he wakes up again, the sea is calm and peaceful, but the yacht dragging behind has already sunk more than halfway. Robert pulls the rope closer, and before the yacht completely sinks, he salvages the remaining canned food and useful supplies. Watching his beloved yacht disappear completely into the ocean floor, his heart breaks, but his will to survive still burns strong. To determine his position, he opens the first aid kit and takes out the well-preserved sextant. He follows the instruction manual step by step, calculates the coordinates, and marks his approximate location on the nautical chart. He's shocked to discover there's a busy international shipping lane due north. If he can drift there, there's hope of being spotted by a cargo ship. After 5 days and nights of drifting, he's getting closer and closer to the shipping lane. The prolonged sun exposure has left him severely dehydrated, and all his food is gone. If he doesn't get fresh water soon, he'll definitely die. There's nothing on the vast empty ocean. Where can he find water? In desperation, Robert grabs his hair and lets out a silent scream. Then he suddenly lifts the rain cover and looks up at the scorching sun. He notices water droplets condensing on the plastic surface. This instantly gives him hope to survive. Robert acts immediately. He pokes a hole in the bucket with his knife, cuts off one side of the bucket wall, pours in a small amount of seawater, lays plastic over it, and places a tin can in the middle. After 3 hours in the blazing sun, the seawater evaporates and fresh water condenses on the plastic. He places a weight on top, letting all the droplets flow into the can. After 7 days adrift, he finally drinks his first sip of life-saving fresh water. At night, sleeping Robert is awakened by a ship's horn. A giant cargo ship is slowly approaching from the distance. He immediately grabs the flare gun and fires multiple shots into the sky. The entire night sky is covered in red light. All the flares are spent, but the cargo ship shows no sign of stopping. The lights gradually fade away. Robert completely breaks down and collapses on the life raft, but the fear of death spurs him on once more. If he tries one more time, maybe there's still a chance. He searches through the items on the raft and remembers the sextant manual in the box. Robert tears out the pages one by one, crumbles them into balls, lights his last match, and sets the paper balls on fire. The flames grow bigger and bigger, but the cargo ship still doesn't react. A gust of ocean wind blows, and the flames leap out of the box. The life raft instantly catches fire. Robert panics and tears off the rain cover trying to put out the fire, but he loses his balance and falls backward into the freezing ocean. The bone-chilling cold and endless despair completely consume him. Looking at the life raft burning to ashes, Robert gives up struggling and lets his body slowly sink. Just as his consciousness is about to fade in the final moment, a searchlight suddenly shines beside him. Robert's eyes fly open wide. A rescue boat is searching the area. His will to survive explodes instantly. He uses his last bit of strength to swim desperately toward the light, guided by the searchlight. He grabs tight onto the rescuer's outstretched hand and is finally saved.